able to help and educate and to share the knowledge and experiences that I've had as a cook. I've grown up with cooking through my mum and through my nan, and also through other family members. We don't come from a very big family, but from what family we do have, we've all been really enthusiastic about food. Okay, so the first category that we'll go through is pots and pans. Now what you can see here on the bench is what I use every day, most days, quite consistently throughout. So I'll just quickly take you through a couple of different items that I think are the most important. You have your usual suspects like smaller saucepans with lids as well. They always come in handy for boiling small items or reheating small items, just as your strainers. So I have three different types here. One with a really fine mesh and a handle. This is metal. Then I have more of a strainer with holes going through it. This is also metal. But then I also have a plastic one down the bottom as well, just to make things easier. Okay. Alright. So there's your small saucepans. I also have what I call a mashing saucepan as well. It's not quite as big as one of these pots, but it's quite big enough for 2 to 3 people worth of mash, or reheating portions enough for 2 to 3 people. So again, everything is dependent upon your family size, but if you have quite a large family, then you'll need quite big pots. If you have a small size family, like 1, 2, 3 people, then some of these ideas could fit you quite nicely. Frying pans. Now, I have a couple of different sizes. A really big frying pan for when you're doing frying off meats for quite a large number of people. I also have quite a very small frying pan when you're doing like scrambled eggs or an omelette just for 1 or 2 people. They come in quite good handy. One of the things I've discovered in the last year, and I don't normally go for fashionable things, but what I have discovered is a grill pan. So see how it's square, but this is also heavy based as well. This is quite useful because it gets intense heat and you can fry things off, or in particular grill things off. So from a healthy perspective, a little bit of oil goes a very, very long way with one of these griddle pans. Now you can fry off veggies, fish, meats, steak, anything kind of like that, and it's just minimum fuss, minimum effort really. You can drive so much flavour into it as well. So that's that one. Okay, now moving on to the bigger sized saucepans. When I first started out, quite a long time ago, this is my most favourite saucepan. It's quite large because it's actually my nan's. My nan handed it down to my mum, and then my mum handed it down to me. So it's quite a number of years old, but it's still quite my favourite saucepan. It still has plenty of flavour in the bottom, and it just does the job really well. It's quite large, so I cook soups, stews. If I need to boil quite a large pot of pasta, anything like that, it really comes in handy. But that is what I started out on. It doesn't have a heavy base, as you can see. So once I grew up just a little bit, I still use this saucepan quite consistently with any soups or stews that I make. However, I did find with a heavy base saucepan, it increases the heat capacity within the saucepans and it cuts down on cooking time. So as a graduation present from university, my mum bought me a few saucepans. She bought me the Crusoe heavy, but any kind of cast iron heavy base saucepan is always just worth their weight in gold. They are expensive to buy in the first instance, but if you consider the life of these saucepans, 10 plus years, then average that out and they don't become so dear after all. Now I have two, so I have a 28-inch, very, very, very large saucepan. So this caters quite adequately for between 4 to 8 people if you're cooking a soup or a stew. But then I also have a 30-inch frying style saucepan. This is this is quite good. I use this quite consistently for risottos because it's got quite a large area and it's small. It's not so tall. It just comes in quite handy to have the heat distributed across the bottom of it. So that's why I picked up this 30-inch style saucepan frying pan.